Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XLM. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XLM. I'm going to start with this. This is why Stellar is set to conquer the billion-dollar market. The objectives of MiCA regulation, which was set to launch by the end of 2024, include ensuring legal certainty, encouraging innovation and fair competition, safeguarding consumers, investors, and market integrity, as well as ensuring financial stability. As highlighted in a recent report, Stellar XLM, a nonprofit blockchain platform, has emerged as a highly sought-after protocol due to its dedication to compliance and its potential to change the European financial environment that aligns with the MiCA regulation. So you see, they see the value in XLM, and everything is going to be about regulations in the future. Stellar is already ahead of it. They're out there already showcasing how they can be compliant. And MiCA is the first step to regulatory clarity as well in the European Union. The disturbing silence of Stellar Lumens. Is XLM a dead project walking? Now, because we don't have these major announcements happening around Stellar all the time, people worry. And then they look at the market and they're like, why is this going sideways for such a long period of time? Then frustration sets in. I think this whole article is nothing but FUD. Because I still know what I hold when I hold XLM. Somehow along the way, a lot of people lost the vision that they had for Stellar early on. Remember, this was going to be the one world currency. It was going to be the chosen one of the future. What happened between now and then? Stellar is still out there opening up more and more corridors all the time, on-off ramps, laying the plumbing for XLM to run through in the future. I still think this is going to be a high-valued coin, and a lot of people are going to miss out on it because they lost faith. XLM is the native token of Stellar, a network that connects people, banks, and payment systems to enable fast and low-cost cross-border transactions. In this thread, I will explain why XLM is valuable and promising asset in the crypto space. You got to look at payments beyond just banks. When you're talking about people-to-people payments, person-to-person, it goes beyond that even. Person to government, person to the car payment, person to the mortgage. I point that out because there's going to be a lot of transactions in the future, pushing the price of XLM. Stellar was launched in 2015 as a fork of Ripple, but with some key differences. Stellar is more decentralized and open source, and it uses a consensus protocol called Stellar Consensus Protocol instead of proof of work or proof of stake. SCP allows nodes on the network to reach agreement on the state of the ledger without relying on a central authority or a fixed set of validators. SCP is also scalable and energy efficient, as it can process thousands of transactions per second with minimal fees. XLM serves as a multi-functions on the Stellar network. It used to pay for transaction fees, to prevent spam attacks, and to facilitate multi-currency exchanges. XLM can also be used as a store of value or a medium of exchange by users and businesses. You know, you also got to point out the fact here that Stellar does exactly what XRP does. It just looks at a different market than XRP. So if people still see the value in XRP, how did they seem to lose the value in XLM? I still think if XRP was to hit $10,000, XLM is definitely going to $7,500 or maybe even higher, because it's still doing exactly what it was intended to do: move money. Then there's the CEO of Crunchfish, mentions Ripple and Stellar working alongside central banks, and they are now aware of Crunchfish, who offers an offline payment solution. Crunchfish is also partnered with the BIS as well, and we know the BIS loves XLM and XRP. Take a listen.
What we are seeing is simply solutions on hardware. that's it really. And that's why I think we had this play on that, what the competition does in hardware, Crunchfish can do in software. And it is significant. And I think it was really recognized at this conference that we are very unique in that position in the market. And here is a segment in the market looking at the central banks. And with this conference, I think we have established ourselves as a brand. I don't think many, except the ones that we have approached directly, were really aware of us. And this goes with central banks, but it particularly also goes with the companies that most closely work with the central banks. That would be e-currency, for instance, that we've partnered with. They were there. I met with Mitch Cohen again, who was working with the Bank of Jamaica. But there were many others as well, like Ripple, Stellar, Progressoft, and all are now very aware of who we are. And that would be a good bridge to us, because they are the one that work closely with the central banks, because if central banks going to mint digital currency, they will need some sort of platform in the back end. But these platforms need us in order to have a solution. So I think we established ourselves nicely in the area of central bank digital currency.
So Ripple and Stellar are working closely with the central banks. Nothing has changed at all around Stellar. And, you know, I think what's going on right now is we're not getting the big announcements yet. I think we're still going to get those in the future. And XLM, like I said, still a major player. So now we're going to talk about the milestones that were achieved by Stellar and the roadmap for 2023. 2015, Stellar partnered with Stripe, which invested $3 million in exchange for $2 billion XLM, Stellar's native currency. 2017, Stellar upgraded its consensus protocol to Stellar Consensus Protocol, which is fast, scalable, and secure. 2018, Stellar became the first distributed ledger technology to receive Sharia compliance certification for payments and asset tokenization. Now, tokenization is the next big thing in crypto. You know, first it was the new financial system, ISO, and cross-border payments. Now it's tokenization. And it's nice to see Stellar tied into this as well. 2019, Stellar burned 55 billion XLM, half of the total supply, to reduce inflation and align with its vision of utility. There's a lot less Stellar XLM than there is XRP. 2020, Stellar integrated with Samsung Blockchain Key Store, allowing users to store XLM on Samsung devices. 2021, Stellar launched Protocol 18, which introduced automated market makers to the network, enabling decentralized and permissionless liquidity pools for any asset pair. Now here's the roadmap for 2023. Looking ahead, Stellar has an ambitious roadmap, which is guided by the principle of utility. The roadmap focuses on 3 building blocks. Make innovation easy and scalable, to provide a tech stack that supports both traditional and DeFi applications on Stellar, and to attract more builders to the network. Drive adoption through the use cases, to identify and pursue high-impact use cases that solve real problems for real users, such as cross-border payments, digital dollarization, and social impact. Grow network effects through collaboration, to engage with various stakeholders such as regulators, institutions, media, and influencers to increase awareness and adoption of Stellar. You know, when I make videos, I try to keep you positive about your investment. I don't want you to lose that vision you had when you bought your XLM, because I know what's coming next, and it's going to be huge. And a lot of people that lost faith are going to regret it soon. XLM is taking over retail finance, Lobster Wallet, asset-backed monetary system, Stellar Network playing an important role. So what happened to this when everybody was talking about XLM on a daily basis and XLM being backed by silver? Why are people not talking about that anymore around XLM? They still talk about it around XRP and XDC. I think the problem here is this. We're not getting the big announcements. We need more growth on the network. And we also need Danelle Dixon to stop talking about USDC and start talking about XLM more. Harvard, Ripple XLM, and Stellar Lumens XLM will be the backbone payment system of the future. Now, if they're teaching this at Harvard, and a Harvard education is not cheap, and they're talking about XLM and XRP, you know these two cryptocurrencies are the future. June 16th, Disney will release a movie with two main characters named Lumen and Ripple. What is the irony in that? And you know, a lot of people are talking about this right now. Some are saying it's just a coincidence. Others are saying it's like a hidden message, and it's going to lead to something much bigger. But I think June's going to be a big month for XLM. I think it's going to start once Ripple wins against the SEC. That's going to set off the next major run, and you better be holding XLM when that happens, because once XRP takes off, I see XLM going with it. This is the CFO of ACT talking about how the company thinks when raising money. Now, ACT is something I haven't talked about yet. I'm going to make a video on this very soon. Take a listen.
I'd like to, I guess, clarify another point, right? Since going public, we've done smaller raises. Let's call it sub $2 million. Of course, the top criteria for us at that point was to always protect the interests of every investor that trusted us with their hard-earned money, right? We maintain that as a top criteria even to this day. So every time we raise money, we make sure that it's done at at the right price, in the right environment, and that we can take that money and unlock more and more value for the company as a whole and for all their shareholders. So we, as a company, of course, need to balance all of these different perspectives when we make the decision.
I like the way he's talking about looking out for the investors. And ACT is a rising star on the Stellar Network, one of the most successful startups. And you see Authentic Payment Community, ACT token. But I'm going to make a video on that soon. But I want to keep you positive in your XLM, because XLM, to me, I'm still more positive about it today. I, in fact, just bought more of it because I still look at it as very undervalued. But I still have that same bullishness for this crypto I had when I first bought it. Don't lose faith on this cryptocurrency. Don't read into the FUD. You know, too many big corporations, BIS and IMF, talking about XLM, cross-border payments. That's enough. That should make you want to continue holding. Let's get across the finish line together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.